What's up, my chaotic crew? Bentley Michaels here. Hey, we've been saying it, and it's starting to happen. Go on over to patreon.com/chaoticamateurs, and for $1, not only do you get a thank you, a shout out on the show, and your name put on our wall of fame on our website, but you get a weekly wrap-up show released every Thursday where we kind of sit down, break down the episode that you just heard with our thoughts, immediately after we just got done playing. So usually when I say grab your swords, keep on adventuring, then we immediately start talking about it. And you get to hear the reactions. And, for $1, it's an extra little piece of content. So go on over there, hang out. And we will be doing more goals and sort of vamping everything very, very soon. Make sure you like us, rate us, review us, share us on Twitter, on Instagram. Take a screen cap of the episode you're listening to. Add us on Instagram, add us on Twitter. Let us know where you're at, what you think. We'd love to hear from you. And, hey, it's time for that theme song in 3, 2, 1.
In a vast landscape full of adventurers, you are now listening to the world of chaotic amateurs.
Welcome back to Chaotic Amateurs. I am your host and DM, Bentley Michaels. And to my right, I have
Caleb as Yamhorn Drill.
And Rhett as Duroc Dragon's Bane.
Milo is Ren.
And last time, our adventurers, having just come out of the time warp, pestered some town people, and then 3 guards, three city guards. What's going on here? There seems to be some sort of police state happening. There are 3 guards, 3 city guards coming upon them. They stop them. They recognize 2. One of them, the Dragonsborn, in which Duroc spanked in the training circle.
Oh,
That
And
sounds so
the
bad.
half-orc Yuri, who Milo drowned, started taking him towards the mayor's office. A fight ensues because Ren just rolling like a crazy person. So he started a brawl, and come to find out, Yuri is on their side. One Drow elite got hailed by Ren's fire from the sky, and then from a Maul hammer from their new ally Yuri from the sky, and he just squished. And as the blood goes everywhere, some of it hits the Dragonsborn, and he goes like, "Yuri, what are you doing?" And now, What do you guys want to do?
Are we still in?
Is it my turn?
I think it's
It
Duroc's
is
turn.
back to Duroc. We're up at the top. And before we start,
Calm down there, buddy.
I'm hyped. This is what Duroc lives for. Just the violence. As much as he won't admit it, he does. Okay, well, I don't want to not attack if I lose my action. So, I'd like to convince him, to not fight us, but I don't want to lose my action. So I'm just going to fight him and kill him.
Hit him.
Yeah, so I attack.
Wait, who are you?
The Dragonborn.
Okay.
And I still have blessing. Just a yeah. Okay, well, that sucks. I'm going to use one of my maneuvers to re-roll. Sorry, guys.
A maneuver?
A maneuver.
why haven't you printed this out yet?
I know, it's stupid. 20. Is that it?
For what? What are you doing?
I'm attacking the Dragonborn.
Oh, okay. With your sword?
Yes.
Swing and a miss.
20 to hit, and it hits.
Hey. I'm going to roll damage.
All right.
15.
Okay.
15. And I'm going to attack again, and I'll make this one quick.
Okay.
$20 again.
Okay. Hit.
Sorry, I'm having a stroke here. 9 damage.
All right. So you come in with your sword both times?
Yeah, just
All right. So yeah, you give him the old X. You open up more the wound that you gave him before across like the left old clavicle there, and then you give him a smaller matching one across the right, and he stumbles back, and he is not looking good. And Yuri says to him, "Back down. You're outmatched." And he just points his sword at Yuri, and he says, "You're a traitor." And Yamhorn, you were about 15 or so feet away at this point.
Okay. So Yuri is on our side, and so Yuri's trying to persuade them now.
He
Kind of
he
like
tried to, and then one's dead, so
And
there's
then he
only
got
one
the sword
left.
pointed at him.
Yeah, and that guy
Okay.
said basically, "Go f yourself."
Yeah. Okay.
Kick rocks.
I'm gonna stand up and draw my hammer, and I say, Yuri's right, and you're outnumbered. So why don't we end this with you saving your life, and you can give us some information. And I want to roll for persuasion.
All right. Persuade him.
$19.
Okay. Well, as you say that, he kind of looks around because now he sees two big old hammers, and he sees Duroc, who's just opened him up, and he realizes that he only has 10 hit points left. And
I feel about a 10 left.
yeah, he's like, I feel got about 10, and he goes, all right, and just sort of drops the sword and takes a knee.
Drop your sword.
So, what would you guys like to do now?
Yumhorn takes a swing in his head. I'm just kidding. I don't do that.
No, too late. You already said it. Roll.
So, guys, I didn't know if that would work. It worked. What do you guys want to do? What do you want to ask him?
Surprisingly, if you know Yamhorn.
so I'm gonna tell him,
Suck it.
follow Uragon or perish, and I'll roll for persuasion,
All right.
and that's a 3 minus 1, so that's 2.
He laughs at you.
Wait.
Oh,
He
sorry. So sorry.
He just laughs at you.
My bonus action will be to hit him with a flail.
Oh, okay. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
And it's a magical. I can't stop it.
Oh, I should take that guy's dice out. He did. All right. I got to be 15 for the flail.
15 for the flail.
15 for the flail. Well, he crit failed, so tell me exactly what you want to do, because he gonna die.
So he's like on his knees.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that flail is just gonna push him down into the ground, make him as much mush as he possibly can become.
Okay. Yeah. So
I'll-
as you're talking and he just kind of laughs at you, your flail, you just sort of see it come up behind him. Just comes right up behind him like a rising moon.
Donut.
Dun-dun, dun-dun. And then when he laughs at you, you do not like that, and you go, all right. And then you just point at it, and it just comes down right on top of him. And yeah, big old stuffed jelly donut just everywhere.
I look at Rhett and I say, should we follow Ulagan?
I'm going to look at Yuri, and I'm going to give him Cure Wounds. So that's 1d8, second one more higher, plus 9. So that's going to be 10. I'm looking dead in the eyes and tell him, Ulagan wants us to take back this city. Where are the other guards?
He says they're all over. There's patrols all over the city. And this city, on this map that I've driven here, doesn't look very big, but it's huge. It's very, very big. It would take you definitely a couple of hours, to walk from the docks all the way up to where your guys' names are, up here. It'd definitely take you, this from Blaze Blackjacks to Ale for Sale. That's probably about a 45-minute walk. Ale for Sale,
Damn.
Can you stop
2 over,
flipping
3
us
down.
off? Is that okay?
What's that?
Can you stop flipping us off? Is
Nope.
that okay?
It's the longest finger. And, that's another, 45, 50-minute walk over here to the jail and that sort of stuff. So, it's a vast expanse of a city.
For
sure.
I want to look at Yumhorn and be like, is Ulagon real?
I don't know, man, but I'm starting to wonder.
So
I'm a man of science, but this is pretty compelling.
So as I'm looking him in the eye, I ask him to kneel. Yuri, will you kneel?
All right. He kneels, and you're still half his size at least.
So yeah, he's like still like above my head, I guess. I'll take out my pouch, and I'll put a cross on his forehead.
Okay.
And I'll tell him, Ulagon blesses you, and you will always follow in his path and present his name in a positive light.
All right. And does he feel anything? Like,
Just the blessing. I can kind of like add that to the cure wounds.
Okay. Cool. So
kinda
I will
my
say
idea.
that you, with your blessing, with the cure wounds, with everything else, this guy's dice is going back and there. He's back to full health. And we're going to give Yuri a color. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Gentlemen, what do you think about this plan? We've got 2 guards here.
That are just flattened blood pancakes.
Yeah. What do you think about us taking their clothes and walking around in bloody guard clothes? Just so we can, it seems like it would be easy enough to argue, yeah, we tried to get those guys, but they, whatever.
I feel like the way we look,
We could pretend like you are our prisoner.
I'm pretty famous.
Because one of them was a half-elf. That could be me.
One was a drow guard.
Who takes the Dragonborn, and how do we explain away the fact that there's an extra one of us now?
No, we put him in fake chains. Like, we tie him up, but loosely. So,
I'm not a fan of.
and I'm
being in
pointing at
chains.
Ren.
No,
What about rope?
no, I don't want to be.
What about just pretending
Bound.
to hold your hands together?
I don't think I need to be bound at all.
I
Okay.
agree with
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Nobody
That's fine.
deserves to be chained up.
But what do you guys think about that? Like, I feel like we can move more freely.
I think the best mode of action is to continue to the mayor's office, find out what's going on there, or we could just talk to Yuri.
Yeah,
Let's do that first. Yuri, why did the mayor want to see us? Assuming it's the mayor.
Well, he's not really a mayor. When Baramis came to the city, him and his guards just showed up, and they stayed here for weeks, asking where you were, constantly running us through drills and constantly, and then the attacks happened, and he's basically been holed up in the mayor's office ever since, running this place in a city state under, I'm assuming, directives of Versberg and Berevan.
Do you think... Sorry to interrupt, Yuri. Go ahead.
No, that's fine.
Do you think...
You guys do that a lot, from what I've seen.
Yeah.
That's not true.
And I guess this guy's real defensive.
Yeah. We don't like to mention it out
That's
loud
not true. We
'cause-
don't interrupt
'cause it gets
each other
real
at all.
defensive. Do you think...
But I think
Okay, let's all just calm down. Do you think if we took out the mayor, that the rest of the where do the guards stand in all this? Are they
the
really
guards,
full-fledged?
all of the guards that I trained with, they fled. I initially was just trying to save my life because, as a half orc, there's not a lot of places for me to go.
Better to be
But
with the right hand of the devil.
I tried to always be fair and do what was right when I could here in the city.
Did they go to be with Nikki? Do you know where Nikki is?
I don't know where she fled to. The last time I heard is she got out, and that's the last I heard.
So we have to hope that she's still alive.
Yuri,
Yeah.
at some point we need to... Well, wait. Hey, guy, what are we going to do? Are we going to go fight?
Yuri, real quick, team huddle.
Are we going to go fight at the mayor's office, or do we want to get out of here?
I think the best bet is to regroup at this point. We've escaped this guard group. I don't know. We handled them pretty well, though.
It sounds like the ultimate goal is to get back to Würzburg, and somehow, we may need to rally some folks, but
we need some help for sure.
yeah, I think we need to overtake the corrupt officials in Würzburg and defeat the dragon. Can we all agree on that? At least,
like clearly the end of battle or something,
if this
I mean,
were
if you
a
know
movie.
anything about storytelling.
That is the climax.
So how do we accomplish
Classic
that?
Yamhorn rushing to the climax.
Yeah.
Let's go! So what do you guys think we need to do in order to accomplish that?
I would say either we could try to
Is this
retake
Duroc or Rat?
Bulgurum.
I'd say we try and retake Bulgurum,
I don't know if we have the numbers for that.
establish a candle in the dark for the underground. Or we can just go to Würzburg and kill a bunch of more people.
So the size of this city, I don't think it's possible for the three of us to take it.
Yeah.
Or
You're-
the four
I mean,
of
the
us.
four of
Yuri.
us now, Ran.
Yuri, is there
And I'm
anybody
going to
else?
agree with my mentor over here.
Is there
My
any?
mentor and Ulagon.
Is there anybody else we can trust in here?
Any whispers of the underground? This is your chance to do what's right, Yuri. We know you have it in you.
Based off of Ren's rolling, I'm going to make him start reacting that way a little bit as well.
Apparently, it's the way of the.
It's the way of
god.
Ulagon, I think. It's not, but I think it's fun. He seems to be having a good time. I was given something, and I was told that if you were to ever come back, that you should get it. I don't know what it means, because I can't read it.
Aw.
It's in Dwarvish, jerk.
Oh.
God, that was really racist of you.
He is a half orc. I mean,
And he reaches in to his pocket, pulls this out, and passes it. No, not to you, to him. Sorry, sorry, I was doing it for dramatic effect, so like it would get to him, and then I'd be to Duroc.
but he's my bro. I thought I'd read it.
Okay, read it aloud, but you're not reading it to us, but so the listener knows.
All right. Well, first I recite it in Dwarvish, and then I look at you guys expectantly.
Yeah, that.
Anybody?
Not a
What does it
language I'm
say?
proficient in.
Let me translate it to common. It's not going to be a perfect translation because, well, the Dwarvish have a particular knack for poetry.
Got it.
that
Okay. Carry on.
The poor, the sick, the rich, the meek are all welcome under this peak. A ring that only works halfway through the day, as a jester falls laughing all the way. Gaze due west while the sun divides the sky.
Sorry,
Yuri, did you read this?
I
You were
know that
supposed to
one
read
word.
this.
An arrow will point to where your next clue lies.
Why didn't... Is there a signature on it? Yuri, who is this from?
No, there's no signature.
Is it from...
I recognize
You sure?
the handwriting.
Roll. Roll an investigation.
14.
Cool. So, you recognize the handwriting of your friend Brower Nick,
Browernick, Iron
Lead Driver.
Lead Driver.
That was close.
It was a metal.
Yeah.
Brower Nick Lead Driver.
This is from Nikki. Some sort of riddle, clue. You guys get it?
Something to the west, I guess.
God, I hate dwarves.
Can I ask you, why didn't she just tell us exactly what we were supposed to do?
Got to be in code, or else she could.
So
get
the
caught.
poor, the sick, the rich, the meek are all welcome under this peak.
Okay.
What is that, Würzburg?
I don't
No,
think
probably
so.
not.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Maybe back in the day. A ring that only works halfway through the day. What is that? Some like a ring of thieves who are lazy and only work it in the evening?
No.
Got to be something to do with like the moon or the sun. Or
Yeah, like a half circle or something.
As a jester falls, laughing all the way.
We ran into.
Gaze due west while the sun divides the skies. An arrow. Okay.
Okay,
Is that where we start?
So at noon,
Yeah, we look west.
we look west.
Is there an arrow?
Okay, Yuri,
I've
do
never
you know
seen-
anything about this?
Never
Does this
seen
make
that
any
arrow.
sense to you?
She said that this would lead you to her.
That we would somehow know what this meant.
You're right.
Durak, we're relying on you.
There's more. It's clues, and when you get to they can't be too careful. They have to.
Okay, one at
Did
a
she
time.
really
kind of a
think
thing.
that I would decipher this? She knows me better than that.
Maybe she wrote a secret message in urine.
Oh.
Hold it up to the light
Okay.
or the heat.
I don't. Okay, if we do the first letters, Ta-ga. That's not
Anything?
It. Does that
No?
ring a bell?
Okay, so I will. So roll me just like a basic perception. Let me help you out a little bit here.
8.
Okay.
I like that we have to try to figure this out. Here, pass it my way. Can I take a look?
Here you go. But you can't read Dwarvish, so
Well, let me confer my sheet. You are correct. I cannot speak Dwarvish.
yeah, no.
Maybe if we translate it into Draconic, there's another message in it, and I could read that.
You read Draconic too?
I will
Yeah.
say that since you read it twice, Yamhorn scrolled it down. Yeah, I rolled an 18, so he scrolled it.
Yamhorn, you wrote it down.
So
Yeah.
now you're reading your version now, Yamhorn.
Okay. So does that mean I can roll again?
Yes.
Okay. Good. Investigation, right?
Yeah.
17.
Then on your investigation, I will have you note that you really felt that you were on to something when you said the halfway through the day that it was noon.
Okay. What-
And you think that maybe the idea pops into your head. What if it wasn't a ring that you wore? What if ring was a sound?
You guys?
Oh,
What was that? Did you just...
gas. Anyway,
you go to-
Yamhorn.
Yeah? Okay. So, here's what I gather with my superior elven intellect.
Yes, that's what we associate with
I
you,
do
Yamhorn.
think that we will find out where we need to go come noon. Yuri!
and maybe
What time is it now?
maybe a church.
Yes,
they
because
would
we
have
need
a
the
ringing
bells.
bell.
Oh, the poor, the sick, the peak,
Oh.
the steeple.
Where are the people? Let's go!
Make a just give me just like use your passive perception.
Oh,
13.
okay.
Yeah.
15.
15. Okay. So when Ren says church, you guys all think, "Oh, church bell."
All right. So
At
we
noon.
got to go to the church. Then at noon, we got to look to the west.
Yeah. Sounds good. So,
And go.
But what about the
upstairs.
jester? We got to throw somebody off the edge of the steeple?
yeah, you. I think that's you.
I'm not a jester.
Well,
That's
you like to think you are,
You
but
like to make people laugh.
So please read the last four lines, starting with a ring.
A ring that only works halfway through the day. A jester falls, laughing all the way. Gaze due west while the sun divides the skies. An arrow will point where your next clue lies.
Okay.
Yuri, who's the town comedian? Anybody?
Is there a comedy club near the church?
Dane Cook.
His name's Willie
let's-
Weissenfels. He's really bad.
let's throw him off.
Shut up.
Okay. So,
I want you guys to once again what would you guys like to do?
I'd like to.
I want to make my way to the church.
And we
yeah.
need to go to the church. Yuri, where's the church?
There's four.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, well, it's the one that rings at noonday.
Well, there it is.
The hell does a town need 4 churches for?
It's a big
Melting
town.
pot, different religions.
A lot of sin in the city.
We want the church that accepts everybody.
So it's definitely probably the Quaker church.
This is like the goblin.
Goblin church.
Yeah, this is the little outcast goblin one down here. So, what do you say to Yuri? Sorry, did you ask him a question?
I asked him, what's the one that rings at noonday?
Well, I mean, there's 2 churches with bells, both ring at noon.
Okay.
We have the one down here by the sea, and that has like up in the bell tower. You can see it from all angles. You can see the bell from all angles.
And the other that rings?
The church that's sort of west and behind where we were training.
Yeah, I remember.
That church, its bell, I guess, doesn't really ring anymore. Like it's just like a dull thud, and it's sort of been like toppled, and so it's like you can't really get up there anymore.
It rings halfway, would you say? And I rhyme in a big way.
Does one have a jester?
I feel like you guys just totally wrote over what I
It
just
was
did.
great. It
Yeah.
was great. I agreed with you.
I think we need to go to that one.
Which one?
The one with the crappy bell.
Okay.
That's my opinion. What do you guys think?
I mean,
Why?
it seems like the one most likely to accept all. Because it's kind of crappier.
Yeah, Yuri,
you
is
know?
there one that seems a little more open?
Well,
In
the
the-
one
in the
one
principle?
with the one with the belfry down closest to the water is, pretty much just kind of come as you are, worship as you like, just don't break stuff. This one, the one with the broken belfry up here, is a little bit more specific, but also like it does a lot of conversion and a lot of different stuff. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a religious person.
Is there
The
a
one
church?
over here, the opposite, in front, that's like more of a specific, like, it has a day of the week for each person's religion type of thing. And then, but it doesn't have a bell tower. And then there's one kind of like in between Ale for Sale and Blaze Blackjacks, that is more of like a small monastery type of thing.
It seems like the one that has the best view out into the world might be the way to go because we need to look for an arrow pointing a direction.
Read the part about the ringing again.
A ring that only works halfway through the day. So
that
the other
does
one, if the
lend
bell
to
is
the other
broken, the ring's got to work. Let's go to the bell tower.
The one at the coast, at the docks.
So rings
Yeah.
halfway.
Through the day.
Should we pull a
Which-
Ren and just roll for which one we go to?
Which did you not? I could have sworn that you said that it rings at noon or whatever. Like,
yeah.
And
That was
they
in the
talked about
question. Yeah.
Okay.
And you said that there was only 2 that actually have bells.
And one is pretty busted up, and
Yeah.
it kind of just thonks, and they try to still do it, but it just doesn't work.
It's like the Liberty
Rings
Bell.
halfway. That makes sense.
See, that's my
It
thought.
partially rings.
Yeah,
And
that's my
throughout
thought.
the day. Whatever. I don't care. You guys
But
choose.
also, I will hold on. I'm gonna roll for myself.
Yeah, give us the answers, Yuri.
All right. Well, I would say that you guys have already solved that line. Ring that only works halfway through the day, meaning that it probably rings at noon.
Where'd you study, Yuri?
So let's go to the bell tower where we can see everything.
You know what? I don't trust this, Yuri. Let's go to the other one.
That's fine. Let's go to the one that actually works. I'm with Ren.
Can I do an investigation on his motive?
Yuri?
I can definitely insight
He was.
him.
Yeah, you can investigate it. Sure.
I don't
think
feel like
he'll
I
betray
would,
us.
though. I'm not going
I'm
to
kidding,
because
yeah.
I trust him.
Yeah.
I don't think
I'm
he'll
joking.
betray us.
But I'll also remind you that you asked him a question and he gave you an answer,
Yeah. All right, man.
and he just helped you smash 2 fools. So
All right, I'm on my
I-
way to the church tower.
I grab him by the shoulders and say, You're a valued member of this team now.
You're part of Renan.
I trust you.
I think you
Let's
really
go.
only get up to about you got his hand on
I
his
grab
chest.
his waist. Yeah.
What? He's
Guys,
pretty tall.
He's a tall guy.
Yeah, but he's also like over 7 feet. So I'm just saying he kind of I don't know if he
chest.
could reach his shoulders.
All right, fair enough.
Maybe
And I whisper, I try to lean into him. I say, you remember when we were on the ground earlier?
Yeah, okay.
All right.
He kind of just pushes you lightly away.
I'm
So-
already on my way to the church.
Okay, let's go.
In the mush that remains, I'll go ahead and do a quick prayer. send
Where you
him
think the head would be.
Ulagan. Yeah.
Yuri stops and says, "What are you doing?"
So, when someone dies, you need to help them pass on to the afterlife, and on the second
Regardless
guy,
of who they are.
regardless, they all
Okay.
need to pass on properly, and I'll show them how to do the prayer on
Okay.
the other guy.
Dude, I feel like Ren is like going to be the Christianity to like the North's like paganism, just like totally.
He rolled a
converts
19, so
everybody.
he kind of he gets it this time.
I
We'll
feel
see
like
how-
he can pass it on.
Yeah. Cool.
He's just smashing out. the
So
Germanic
you guys start
religions.
going. You start heading east towards
Yes, sir.
the church.
And this is a come as you are type place, so
Yeah.
that's everybody. So all right.
So did I ever specify? It was hard because we ended the session when you guys got outside and I forget the time that I said. I'm going to say that it's in the afternoon.
It was definitely like sunny and like the birds were out chirping. So
Which
I
happens
imagine
in
it's
the morning.
Morning time.
Sure. Okay. Okay.
So that battle could have been late morning or early
Okay.
afternoon for all we know.
You know what? For funsies, let's say that as you're walking there, you hear the bell start ringing.
Guys, we got to pick up our pace. Let's go.
Pick me up, please.
All right.
Oh wait, no, I have good boots. I'm good. Pick him up.
All right.
Yeah, pick me up.
Wait,
be
you're like
funny.
400 pounds.
We're kind of heavy. Let's go. I'll just run myself.
Let's just run. All right. I
Forgot about
misty
those
step.
kick-ass boots.
See you guys.
You go 30 feet.
I look back at them and wave. And by that time, they caught up. Yeah. So we're running.
Okay. And it's going to take you a couple minutes to get there, and by that time, the bell is no longer ringing.
You
That's
guys.
We can still get up there and look.
Okay. So, what do you guys want to do?
Is there anybody that we need to talk to at the front of the church or anything like
When
that?
you
to get
approach,
up?
when you find the front of the church, when you come up upon the church, there are steps leading up to it and two big old double doors that are shut. It looks very gothic. It, very Tim Burton-y. It's a very large church. Then it's kind of like you could see it from the ocean and that sort of thing. It was probably used in conjunction to some sort of a lighthouse type of thing. And you hear the bell off of the
It's very
out at
metaphoric.
sea and that sort of thing. It's very tall, very gothic. Nice, huge, wooden double doors with like the all the designs on the side for the hinges and everything. Very tall stone bell tower, and it's a fairly large looking thing. Very open sort of window design up top, very kind of like Hunchback of Notre Dame type of, round circle, but all stone. And, you would say, let's say 250 feet up is the top of the bell tower.
Right as we get to the door, I start to slow down and kind of tense up. Like it's a flashback to my earlier days, and I'm just kind of I have a look of kind of trepidation. Like I'm a little nervous about going in and a little uncomfortable about it.
Okay.
Is there any like thing that protrudes like out that I could like attach, like say like a grappling hook or something like that too?
I would say that up at the top you have the sweet heads, like not necessarily gargoyles, but they're definitely of dwarven design. Like there's a dragon's head. There's like a fierce dwarf on one side,
Right.
And there's different, and on the back two sides, which you didn't necessarily notice coming up, it's it's an elven face, and there's what what am I trying to say here? There's like an orc face, so it's like
Right.
it's a it's very much trying to symbolize on those heads, and at the top of them are flat, so and they kind of like come out, so it's like you could, if you wanted to be Batman, you could walk out onto the edge of them.
Nice. So
Are any of
my
them
rope
wearing
is
a-
only.
Are any of them wearing
Those
a
are up
jester
at the
hat?
top. It's like those. Let me draw it for you. Those would basically be like if this sort of tower. So we've got like the double doors, all that sort of stuff. We've got the church. We'll just say there's windows. There's blah blah blah. This thing goes up like this, and then they come out, and the
Right.
faces are underneath here, and then you've got the bell in the middle there.
So there's nothing that
And it's
could,
too tall unless you've got a hell of a
Yeah,
throwing arm.
okay, that's
You're
what I was
probably
asking.
not going to make 240 feet with your grappling hook.
All right.
And do you really want to Adam West Batman up the side of the whole thing?
Well, I have a rope of climbing, so
Right.
it will automatically bring me up.
Sure.
But
Like Batman.
Like Batman's grappling.
yeah, I know. But you're talking
Just
Adam
newer.
Westing on
yeah,
the side, you know.
newer
like,
Batman.
I guess I just go through the doors because that won't
Okay.
work. Okay, so I go through the doors.
Would you like to know if they're locked or unlocked?
I try to open them. Are they locked?
Give me a strength check.
10.
They're locked for you.
You pull and you're like, what the? Oh. And then you give it another pull and then it's like, it opens. And you're like, it's just stuck. I got it. And so they follow up the stairs, and you right when you walk in, there's like a little bit of like probably about a 10-foot, on either side, where people can mill about, but you see this large sort of archway, and you just see this wonderful big Gothic stone cathedral, and pews on either sides. No one's in there at this time. Light is shining in from the windows. It looks very, very cool. They're intersecting and all that sort of stuff. And, if you walk down the center, there's the pulpit. There's where everything is. To your left, there's a doorway. To your right, there's another doorway.
As soon as I see that, I turn to you guys and I say, I'm going to keep watch outside, guys. I'll just be right out here. Call if you need me.
No,
And I
you need to
just
come
step
in
out to
with
the-
us, and we need to go investigate the bell tower.
I think.
And
it
as
would-
you turn around, Yuri kind of like, you run into Yuri's, and he's like, where are you going? Come on, we're all in this together.
I think it would be better if I just stand guard.
And I think it would be better if I didn't just smash two people and put my life in peril, but here I am. So
Yeah.
suck it up, Nancy.
you'll be okay. You'll be with your friends.
And so will you. And he grabs you and he pushes you forward. And if you would like to fight his strength, you
yeah, I resist.
Oh my God! Let's
I-
quit
I-
wasting time.
I understand he's an orc and very strong, but I'm gonna.
I'm gonna
resist.
roll to see if I kill both of them.
beat a 23.
15.
Then you.
Yeah, how does it feel?
Then
Younghorn?
he puts his hand on your forehead and you're trying to walk forward and he's like, nope. And then he just grabs you with the other hand, turns you around and pushes you forward.
I missed.
And he's not being
Look,
mean
I
about it.
missed these step outside.
Split up. Two go this way, two go that way.
Yamhorn Misty stepped outside.
Okay. Fine. I'll go this way. You two can go that way.
And you see me outside, just kind of with my arms folded and just kind of looking around with my back to the
Cry
inside
about
of the
it
church.
more, Yumhorn.
You're one to talk.
Why are you so defensive?
All right. So I go in one door. Ren and Yuri go in the other.
What doors are you guys specifically
I go in the
going
left hand door. They go in the right hand door.
Okay.
I like. He says sure, because you just kind of decided.
I already pointed.
So Yuri looks at Ren. He's like, your friend's kind of bossy, huh?
A little bit, but it's all
All
good.
right.
No, I'm not bossy.
You're not here.
I'm not bossy, Yuri.
It will serve Ulagon later.
He just doesn't know it yet.
So Ren and his new friend, now part of Ren and Friends. I mean, of course, you can franchise him in.
Over it.
Yuri goes with you to the right, and what you go into is the area which looks like where the quote-unquote kind of confessional booth would be. And to the left there, like you walk in through the little archway. To the right is like the confessional booth. To the left, there's a doorway.
Open the door.
It is locked.
Yuri, could you grab this for me?
I'm new to the whole religion thing, but I'm pretty sure
Yuri, we need to go upstairs
this is
now.
where the pastor is. I don't know if he's here.
You know this building?
Well, I mean, we do have to patrol things.
Do you know the way to the stairs to get to the tower?
Yeah, we probably should have followed your friend.
We should probably.
He's a half orc.
And I just turn and I go.
That was my plan all along. I was just checking.
All right, I'm already like, okay, I open the door. What do I see?
You just go through the archway, and as you go through the archway, to your right, there is a huge, another huge sort of just single wooden door.
That's it?
And to the left, there's a drinking fountain.
I try the door.
Ren
It's
goes to
actually-
the drinking fountain.
Yeah, it's actually for holy water, but you think it's a drinking fountain, so you start.
Wow, he couldn't resist those. I guess I tried the door and. Oh, okay, sorry. I was like, those were good meatballs, dude, but we're in the middle of something right now.
I heard it bubbling, so I didn't want it to burn.
Okay, so I tried the door.
Okay?
Does it open?
Yeah.
Okay, what do I see?
Stairs.
Okay, I sprint up the stairs 2, 3 at a time if I can.
You're a dwarf.
Okay,
I'm still almost 5 feet tall.
you're gonna go forward, and then it's like you turn to your right, and it goes up, and then you turn to your right, and it goes up.
Oh,
And you are now making your way up 250 feet.
okay. Luckily, I have
Let me
armor.
consult,
overabundance of athletics. So.
consult my my DM screen here.
Just by the way, Yuri and I just kind of take it at a leisurely pace.
Start talking about Ulagan on the way up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I show him the cool crest on my shield.
Wolf? Was it a wolf?
It's a wolf.
That's hilarious. So what's your travel?
30 feet.
30 feet? All right. Well, it's going to take you a while then to get up there. So, it takes you...
But I'd like to use my dash ability to double that.
Okay. So it takes you, we'll say, like, what, a minute and a half or so? Seem fair? And you get up to the top, and you're finally like...
About ready to pass out.
Should have sat on a couch for 9 minutes. And you're up there, and once you enter up, there's like a little latch in the floor, and so you come up out of that. You have to kind of like push yourself up, like
I'm familiar with church steeples.
And there's you see in front of you a large bell. And once you, depending on what you do with the door, but if you look all around, there's 4 archways.
Okay, I look through the one to the west.
Okay. You see out over the town.
Okay, I want to roll perception, investigation, whatever I got to do to like look for this arrow.
Sure.
If it's perception, it's 21.
Okay. So you fully get a huge sort of sky view, because this is one of the taller buildings taller structures in the town. And since it's on the edge, you get a full sort of panoramic view, and you can really see in splotches, almost like the fire that the dragon would have been breathing, how the arc of his head would have been going. And that sort of, so you can see it's like, oh, he just right across there, and then you just, shot a big fireball over there, and all that sort of stuff. Darn. And so you see, all of these arcs, and you can see like which parts of the town aren't damaged, and there's some that look absolutely not damaged at all, and you can kind of assume like, oh, the dragon was probably hovering like up, sort of above, in between Blaze Blackjacks and the mayor's office here. Once again, map on Twitter and Instagram, and it was just sort of wrecking, in different sort of archways, because it looks more as you got sort of farther into the town over towards like where the jail and everything and the training center was. There wasn't as much damage, although there is some. So it's like it concentrated here, and then maybe it came over here, and then, that's what you see.
Does it look like an arrow?
Huh?
Does it look like an arrow?
No, that the fire damage does not look like an
Sorry,
arrow.
the way you were like gesturing your hands, I was like, is he drawing an arrow right now? I couldn't quite tell.
And what was your number again?
21.
Okay. And so, and as you're seeing off into the distance, you can kind of tell that there was an exit up sort of southwest that now just looks like it's got a whole bunch of boulders where it's caved in.
Is the city is like walled?
It's sort of like down in a valley where you kind of like come down into it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And so it's all sort of like up in hills.
Okay,
you know,
okay.
And around this area, there's trees and, you know, that sort of stuff. And, you know, some of them are, you know, broken because of like, it looks like fire damage and that sort of stuff. And, you know, I don't know, there's a broken tree there. And
is that an arrow?
Noticed
does that look like an arrow?
You noticed that specific tree.
Happy little broken tree over there. I don't know. And,
it's a mistake, but we'll turn it.
You know, here's a big round tree.
Okay.
Rest in peace.
Go ahead. Sorry.
And I was to answer your question. As of right now, you do not see what looks like an arrow anywhere from what you could tell.
And if you rolled a 21,
and at this point,
so we missed the time.
And at this point, Yuri and Ren walk up.
Yeah, as we're walking up, I tell Yuri, we're already late. I don't know why he was so excited about running.
Well, look, I thought maybe a couple
that.
minutes.
I said it under my breath.
Oh. I crumple up the paper.
At this point, if you don't
throw
mind,
it on the ground.
I will ask you, at this point, I would like to think Yuri grabbed you and popped you on your shoulder. So, because he was tired of like going, what?
Little Master Blaster.
So it's like you're sitting on my shoulder so I can just hear you better.
Onward!
I crumple up the paper and I throw it on the ground. I smash my fist on the edge of the thing. I'm so pissed.
Okay.
And there's one of two ways Durak's going to go. He's either going to go and beat up as many people as possible, but instead, he climbs out like Batman status onto one of the gargoyle things.
Uh-huh.
He unsheathes his sword, and he sits cross-legged on the end, and he whispers to the sword, "Great-grandfather, guide my sword. I need some guidance." And then he just sits. And he sits on the edge of this thing. He just soaks in, you know, the blue skies, the birds singing, the sun overhead, as long as it takes for him to get that message that he needs. Some sort of sign.
You hear the sword say, "Try ringing the bell."
Oh, well, I don't think I heard the sword say that, but
You definitely did not hear that.
Sure would be nice if Yamorn was
It
up
would,
there.
it would, let me roll for...
I just think the
For-
sword has
for
a really
Grandpa.
funny voice. It ought to have
yeah.
a really
I just
obnoxious
sit
voice.
there. I have the sword across. I'm sitting cross-legged. The sword's across my lap.
Draken's Toter rolled a 19, as swords are wont to do. And as you sort of commune with it, I would like to think you're sitting there cross-legged and you sort of bring it up like your lion-o to the front, and then you set it down across your lap as you, because as you brought it up to your chest, to you know, ask, and you feel an overwhelming sense of calm and almost the idea of patience being said, and you put it on your lap. And Yuri looks at Ren and goes, "Man, this guy's just all over the place, isn't he?"
Yeah, I know, right? He's a little bipolar.
Yeah.
So patience it is. I sit there as long as I need.
Okay, so you sit there, and we cut to Yamhorn. Yamhorn, what are you doing, man?
I'm kind of looking at my wrist as if there was a watch on it, even though watches aren't invented yet.
Tapping your foot?
Yeah, like
How long are they going to take?
Yeah. And I take a few steps away from the tower to see if I can look up, and I cover my eye, like, you know, shield my eyes and look up to see if I can see them up there yet.
You do not, because Durak, which side did you
Perspective.
go out? You went out onto the west side. I'm assuming you went out on like to the right west side on this back end.
Yeah,
like,
what are the two statues on that end?
On this end, gosh, what did I say? This was the front.
There's a dwarf, a dragon.
Front left was like a dragonborn. Front right was a dwarf. The back one was an elf, and then
an orc, I think.
And then like the back left was an orc.
If there's a dragon facing on the westward side that I would like, or like
there's not. It's facing on the east side,
southeast?
the front side facing the ocean.
Southeast. Okay, so yeah, whatever's on the northwest.
Yeah, you're sitting on top of the what did I just say?
I think it was
Sorry, I don't know.
the
elf. You're sitting on top of the elf.
Okay, I guess that's fine.
Okay, and Yamhorn, you're out front, and you see the dragonborn.
Yeah,
and
wherever
dwarf.
the front door is, I just take a few steps back from that one.
That's my front door that kind of looks like a butt crack. And so you see the dragonborn, and you see the dwarf.
But not the elf.
No, because you don't see in the back.
Okay.
So, Ren, remembering how ringing was a part of the note,
Sure.
looks to Yuri and says, I think you need to hit the bell with your maw.
Okay.
People are going to be confused about the time.
Yeah.
And I will look to the west and see if I see anything.
Do we want to wait for him to come back?
No, because we're going to put that on pause, and we're going to cut to Yamhorn. And so what are you doing? You're just looking up?
Yeah, I'm looking up, and I'm starting to get impatient.
Okay.
And you see me kind of enter in the sanctuary, get nervous, and then turn back out like a couple of times.
Okay.
Like I'm trying to come in, I'm thinking about it, and I'm like,
Okay,
no.
roll me a perception as you're walking back out.
13.
Then you definitely see 2 more guards standing right there waiting for you to turn around.
Like outside of the church?
Yep.
Okay, I immediately bolt and start to run up the bell tower.
You don't know where the bell tower is.
Okay, I look around me.
You can go left or you can go right. And in character, you have to choose which you're going. I would say roll for it.
Yeah, I'm going to.
I would say use the Ren method.
Yeah.
10 or under is left, which is giving you an advantage of knowing your rolls.
Yeah,
11 to 20 is right. Hello, ladies and gents. Bentley Michaels jumping in here. Now, here's the part of the podcast that I had to cut out because my players didn't do what I asked them to do with the dice I asked them to do it with, and then we, argued like petulant children for about 2 minutes, and there's really no good edit point. So, Yamhorn rolled to go to the right, and we now rejoin the story with me saying that he's going right. You go to the right, you see the confession box,
Okay.
you see the door that is closed, and you then turn around and see the 2 guards running down the aisle. They're about halfway down the aisle.
I make it through that door as quickly as possible, not caring what is behind it.
Okay, so you open the door and you shut it. I will give you a lock on the other side.
Yeah, I lock it.
Okay.
Wait, am I alone with the priest?
You turn around. You startle this guy. He's like, what? Huh? What are you doing in here? It's a very old dwarf. Very, very old, super gray, hunched over, and in robes. He's, what are you doing in here?
I say to him, I put my hands in a prayer position and like kind of pleading, I say, I'm a fellow monk. There are 2 guards. I don't know what they want, but they mean to do me harm. Please, please, please help me out. And I want to roll a persuasion.
Sanctuary.
All right, roll a persuasion.
$20.
Nice. Then he says,
And I put my hood up.
you look and you see a very priestly painting. He says, go over there and touch the left-hand side. It'll open up, and it takes you down a small hallway. Go left, and it brings you out. That's where I enter to go on stage.
I do that.
Okay. So
like I get the runaround
So now you're back out
in the sanctuary?
into the sanctuary
Okay.
like you just walked out to meet the masses, and you're
Okay.
right in the middle.
I want to do it quietly.
All right.
Like, so I
And
don't...
and as you do that, you're hearing like, open up in there, like, and they're around the corner and they can't
Okay.
see you because it's a little bit of a.
So I want to sneak to the other door that I saw because I know that they went
It's an archway,
through the door.
so you can just see it. It's right to your. It's to your right now.
Yeah, so I want to sneak and try to meet my party.
Okay. Cool. So you go to the right, and to the left you see the little water fountain. To the right you see an open door.
I go through it
Okay.
quickly.
Okay. All right.
And
so
I lay some ball bearings.
You're going up the stairs?
Down the stairs.
And I put some ball bearings on the stairs.
Okay. The sounds of them disappearing go up there. So it's been a couple minutes. We cut back up there, and
That was close.
Yuri rolled the 19. So he goes, well, if you think it'll help.
Smack it.
And he pulls out his maul.
Whoa, Ren.
And Kong.
And I quickly look out to the west.
Okay. You see maybe some birds that aren't used to it. And they just,
Perception?
Yeah, go ahead.
14.
Okay. You see somewhat because you're a little farther back, or did you walk up to the ledge?
Yeah, I was getting in position to definitely look to the west.
Okay, so you look out and you see like the birds flying, you see the stuff, and you don't see as far away as Duroc did, but you definitely see the same sort of like patterns of burnt and everything like that.
Okay.
All right. And well, woof. All right. Well, one of the guards definitely heard the bell, and as the preacher is sitting there like, I don't know what you're talking about, leave. One of them got a 2, and so he's just like, no, you tell us. And the other one went like, hey, what? The bell just rang.
He looks at his watch.
Yeah. He uses his sundial watch. He's like, this is the wrong time.
It's always off. I can't figure out why.
Daylight savings.
And they make their way. He grabs them, and they make their way towards the archway where the stairs are. And that's where we leave it for this week. Yamhorn running up the stairs laying ball bearings, correct?
Yes, sir.
Duroc in meditation. Ren scouting, looking out over the city. And Yuri standing by the bell being like, what do I do now? Thank you all very much for listening to this week's episode of Chaotic Amateurs. I have been your host and DM. To my right, we have
Caleb is Yelmhorn Doril.
Rat is Duroc Dragonsbane.
Milo is Ren.
Grab your swords and keep on adventuring.
Follow us across all platforms with Chaotic Amateurs. Please subscribe, rate, and review our show on your podcast app of choice to help us climb the charts and find new adventurers. Or become a patron on Patreon to help our heroes continue their quest. Thank you for listening to Chaotic Amateurs.